Here we have a basketball. Not the best basketball drawing, but it'll have to do for now. And this basketball moves with a force of 5 newtons. Its mass is 0.4 kilograms. Find its acceleration. Well, we can just substitute the values. F equals ma, 5 equals 0.4 alpha or a. Therefore, the acceleration must be 12.5 meters per second squared. Don't forget the units on the end. That's my biggest mistake. A lot of other people make that mistake too. But what do we mean by Newton's second law in the first place? What does F equals ma actually mean? Well, when we mean F equals ma, we're describing a relationship between the force and the acceleration. We're saying that the force is directly proportional to the acceleration, and since the acceleration in this case is multiplied to mass, we've seen this before. Momentum is mass times velocity, and since acceleration is just the change in velocity over time, we can therefore say that the relationship between force and velocity is equivalent to this. Mass times final velocity, take away mass times initial velocity over time equals F. And this is essentially equivalent to F equals ma. However, we can take this a step further and we can write another equation, an equation with impulse. We can rearrange and multiply by t to be equivalent to mv minus mu. Let's try another problem. We have a boat sailing out in the ocean, and it's moving with a speed of 5 meters per second. It starts at rest, so we know that its initial velocity must be 0 meters per second. And for now we can say that its final velocity is 5. Its mass is 500 kilograms, and it travels for 2 minutes. Now the question is, find the equivalent force acting on the boat to make it travel. Well, we can start with the equation F equals ma. And then, as we remember, we can rewrite this equation to eventually form F equals mv minus mu over change in time. And as you can see with our values below, we know what mass is, we know what the final velocity is, we know that the initial velocity is 0 because it starts at rest. Therefore, as a matter of fact, we can just cancel this bit out because it won't amount to anything, and we can solve for force F. So with a mass of 500 and a final velocity of 5, we can say F equals 500 times 5 over a time of t, 2 minutes, but we know the SI units for time is in seconds. and there are 120 seconds in 2 minutes. So this should be your final calculation, and it should result to a value of 20.8 newtons to 3 significant figures. Thank you for watching the video. Any requests or questions for me to do, and I will respond, I'll reply, and I'll tackle the problem. I might even make a video on it. Thank you for watching.